So when you are interested in participating, then a few words from me about the application process. So as mentioned at the beginning, this is a course for professionals who already have at least a first degree from a university which is recognized by the University of Basel. People are supposed that they should have more than 3 years of relevant professional experience. So relevant professional experience can be quite different because, as you heard from Claudia and Thierry, we would like to have a class or classes which are actually composed by people from different backgrounds. So it's basically good when people also bring other experiences, so you don't necessarily have to be an anti-corruption practitioner for your entire career, but maybe it's also interesting to have somebody who is coming from other fields and contribute basically to a discussion about the same topic. And for me, who has done quite a lot of further education courses, it is always interesting to have people from very different backgrounds and discuss with them the same material, because they see it very differently, and this is something that really gives you some additional knowledge and understanding of the material. So as you also heard, it's about 11 to 12 hours per week. Certainly flexible. We have these online sessions every week, which will be at the same time, but everything else can be structured in a way as you would like to have it. We have certainly also, it's not really a requirement, but of course the entire course or both programs will be provided in English entirely. So please assess yourself if you think that you are able to participate in the discussion and also complete the tests which are at the end of each module. So at the end of each module of each course, you have to write a written test. Not very difficult, but you should be able to understand it. And certainly you also have to write a project. So you basically also have to be able to command the English language in a way that you can do that. Application process on the web pages for both courses, you will find a link to the application form. There we would like to know a little bit about your background and especially your professional background. Please also provide us with a motivation letter, a CV, and copies of your degree certificates. You also need to accept the terms and conditions and the data privacy policy of the Institute. I think that's the same thing that you have to do everywhere. And then you will receive a confirmation of receipt. We will review your application, and if we think that you're a good candidate, we will have an interview with you for around 30 minutes, more about your motivation and your background and how you think you fit into the class on this topic. Then you certainly get an information about the decision, and by the end of everything, there is certainly an invoice for the tuition fee. Now, costs, and maybe that's a hurdle for some of you, that this is a university course. Certainly it's some costs involved with that. So the tuition fees is 5,600 francs. This is about 5,500 or 600 euros. So it's quite something, even though for Swiss conditions, it's still at a lower side for a CS program. It includes all admissions and registrations, so there are no other costs involved. But if you would like to come to our on-site sessions, certainly the travel costs would add up to that, but that's up to you. For the cost coverage, we engage, or we would like that people are talking to their employers. If they support their professional development, we can certainly provide relevant documentation to support you. And there is something which is not on that slide, which I would like to say just now because since 2 days we have a scholarship fund, but it's more or less not really filled with money, so we only have the tool. So I hope that people, and we are talking with different funding organizations, could provide some support, so that we, through a process that also has to be defined, and which will be very transparent to you as participants, but also to the donors, where we see or tell people how we are actually selecting people who would be eligible for support. Having said that, for the time being, we don't have any money in this fund. It's just starting. I hope that we will have something throughout the next months. We will keep you informed about that. And we understand that this is a hurdle for many people, so we try to provide some scholarship opportunities.